This is very strange. I'm on a different thingy altogether. So, got it. It's now streaming live on Facebook. Yay! Hi, everyone. Monika, Dena, Huppertz here of Whole Heart Energy Healing, coming to you live. Had a few people asking about if I was going to be on today. Yep, I'm here. However, I have noticed that there is nobody that signed up for this, and I'm a little confused here about what's what. So sorry that I'm taking a little bit of time in kind of committing to the broadcast. It's not what I mean to do. But I am a little confused here about what's supposed to be going on. So we will figure out. I suddenly got another page that freezes after a few seconds of airtime, and I don't get it. So, but I think this is the right one. Seems to keep moving. That's a good thing. I'm just waiting for the, where's the Facebook Live one? I don't get it. I love technology. This is a new computer for me, and I've been having a few problems. That's the way that goes. Not sure how to correct this all, but I will figure it out. We'll figure it out. So the other day, what was I talking about? I was talking about how important it was in our, well, across the world, it seems to be, to apologize, and how deeply ingrained it seems to be in with us for our feelings to heal. And I just found it very interesting that, for example, Native people of Canada went all the way to Rome, to Italy, to see what the Pope would say to them. And yes, he did apologize on behalf of the Catholic Church and Catholic system and all that, which was wonderful. The Native people were allowed to show their gratitude through dance and song. And apparently that was never, ever done before. And it's just fascinating to me that this is what they needed in order for spiritual healing to begin. I not just them, but anybody, court systems, if the perpetrators don't apologize or look contrite or anything like that, people feel justice wasn't met appropriately, and especially that there's no closure if there's no apology. And the thing that I'm doing nowadays is having to do with that very concept. And I have incorporated that into my healing that I do now. I call it the kindness key, and I had given an example about love and how people who are looking for relationships, attachments, and so on, that they have apologized to those aspects of themselves that didn't feel that loving connection, that didn't feel that they were being heard. And this is just, like I say, an aspect of ourselves, a part of ourselves that we are needing to deal with. I really got the message from a few of you who wrote to me on the side there, how important and how impactful it was for people to apologize to them so they could continue the healing. Today, I wanted to tell you it's my pussycat's 8th birthday. And I told them they couldn't leave until I was like 75, so another 15 years. So you heard it here. I haven't recorded that. This is the expectation that they have, and God willing, they certainly live a long and happy, healthy life. So far, so good. Everything is looking good, and I appreciate that. And there's something else I was going to tell you. Not sure. But I said I would stay online for a few minutes and see what would happen if people would pop on. Today I'm answering questions about what services that I provide. And I thought that might be of interest to you to know what I do, and that there's a plethora of services available on my website, plain and simple. Plain and simple. So I thought I would talk a little bit about some of the products, for example, first. I'm an author. I have made many, many books. Most of them are small. Some are available on Amazon. I even made a watercolor motivational calendar for 2021-2022. That's available. I just got called was it today or yesterday? I think maybe yesterday, for my book that's called So What'll You Have, Do or Be, Hun? Where it talks about self-defeating patterns. And I wrote it about a young gal named Kelly, and she reflects on a book that was given to her. She had lost her fiance to an accident and was looking to understand why life hadn't gone as she had hoped. After reading this book, she gains a higher state of awareness and consciousness. And the idea from reading this book is to help you start to shift yourself as you begin to see a new and truthful light. There's also a companion journal. I call it an action guide that will further you along your own personal journey. And the information, as far as I am concerned, seems to always find its way to the people that are prepared to live a life that's different than before. Another book I wrote was called What Makes a Woman Tick? And it boils down to her feeling connected through contact, communication, having some fun, and feeling accomplished and appreciated and loved. And I think that's true for men as well. And so we have a lot more in common than some would have us believe. Yes, men are from Mars and women are from Venus, but you know, we did seem to congregate and meet here on Earth. So there's got to be a reason that we can connect and have a better way of understanding each other a bit more. Another one that I wrote for, again, for men, is called From Zero to Hero. 7 simple steps for when your gal is feeling sick, sad, or mad. It's a relationship rescue tool that helps men recognize the signs of possible trouble ahead and what to do when it happens. The guide was actually created to help the men win a woman's heart and discover some secrets that are behind her actions. So hopefully that is of value to you. The Big Facade was written as I called it my big business card. And I was giving this one out for the longest time. And the idea was to turn in ineffective and damaging actions and thought patterns into behaviors that help boost your confidence fast. This is for men and women. There happens to be a picture of the man on the front, but there is on the back side a picture of a woman. Learn how to find the light at the end of the tunnel, explore and uncover what really matters to you, embrace your worth, reclaim your confidence, create powerfully effective thought patterns, and get on with the life that you really want to live. So those are novels that I've made. And then I made some things to go with the healing that I do with statements. I have one of a series called Your New Beliefs, and I have some on money. And the idea is to help you help yourself by eliminating those belief systems that you have that block your ability to get yourself more money into your hands. You know, it's a wonderful. I think I've got 101 statements in the first one, I believe. Same in the second one, New Money Beliefs number 2 and 3. And what I've done is each book has, it's a little book, has these statements there that you can clear on. Now, you do need to know how to muscle test or how to tell whether or not you believe a statement to be true or false. You don't need necessarily to learn how to muscle test. I've been working with people lately who either have no muscle testing skills. The muscle testing skills that they have might be then, if they did have one, would be a standing method where they stand and then tilt forward if the answer was true or yes, backwards if the answer was false or no. And that's a very slow way. It's accurate, but it's also very slow. And when I'm proposing to, have 70 questions answered so that we could get through a list and we can flip them and do some healing on them, that would take quite a long time. And so I developed books like this so people can do it on their own. If you don't know how to muscle test, I give you access to a free guide that helps you learn several forms of muscle testing. The next set of beliefs that I have is called Family, Your New Beliefs Family. The first book has 212, the second 232, and the third 222 different statements regarding family and how you can eliminate the thoughts that you have regarding family so that you can have closer connections, better relationships. The last series I have is the New Beliefs, Love and Relationships. And again, 3 little booklets on that. 101, 101, and 101. So the collection is on the topic of love and relationships. And again, what's standing in your way? I've had a few people tell me it was a lifesaver for them. And they're like $9, like a little downloadable $9 book. So, you know, it's not going to break the bank, but it may save a relationship that you have. And the other books are there as well, ranging from, I think, 15 to 20 bucks. That's it. Yeah, so not very much, and good reads and easy to digest. I make my books simple and to the point. Now I just gotta check to see, where are we there? No comments that I'm aware of. And do I have face two? Is that, no, it's a 56-second one. So this is the live one. So nope, no questions yet. So I'll just tell a little bit more about the services that I do. And oops, that's products again. Services, here we go. So I have on my website a list of the newest whatever it is that I'm doing, usually at the top. I'm doing health and wealth quantum enhancements, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. $14 for a whole month of healing energy sent your way. I'm doing the same thing for animals now. I've noticed now this has been 2 weeks that I've been doing the energy transmissions, and I've had some positive comments from people. I'm expecting to hear more towards the end of the month, because that gives people a good amount of time to see how things are affecting them. But within the 2 weeks that I've been doing this for pets, my own included, there has already been the health and well-being and happiness. You can see there's less fighting amongst them. Not that they were ever really, you know, drag out fights, but still, I mean, fur does fly at times, and I don't want that happening. And part of the things that I transmit for them is happiness and getting along with each other, with the family members, and bonding more with their owners. So that's those, and that I only charge $9 for a pet. 2 pets are 18, and then 3 and up are 20 bucks. That's it for the month. I think that if you have 3 pets or more, you are already spending a boatload of money. If it's not for vet bills, then it's pet food and services and litter and whatever it is that you need for your pets to be happy, healthy, and whole. ATMs, accessing and transforming your money stories. And the idea is to transfer them from money stories into manifesting what you want. So having your debts paid off, for example, and affording much, much more than what you have right now, right? So going from stories into realities was the whole idea. I'm having good results so far. I've had 6 people that have come through that program, and there's already been turns around, and we're not even finished the programs. It's a series of 5. Sometimes I might have to throw in another 6 to get all the questions answered and make sure that the people are on track. I still do Akashic reading revelations. I love still doing that. You can meet your guides, and we eliminate anything from contracts and oaths and agreements to retrieving some gifts. So I call it a soul gift retrieval. And we also can go down your timeline, both in the past and into the future, future possibilities, where you can meet your own self in a future timeline where you've succeeded within the area that you've wanted to succeed, or discovered that the area you thought you were going to do well in wasn't really what it was all cracked up to be. And you chose in some time in the future a different method and model and career or whatever it was. And off you went with the new plan of action to get you there. I still do cleansing my soul and a soul's purpose. Again, those are Akashic record readings. I give you a free PDF report that goes with it. With the cleansing my soul, there are a lot of healing that takes place. And in the soul's purpose, you discover why you came here in the first place. I think that a lot of people want to find out, why am I here? You know, what's going on here? So, yeah. Okay, so now what else? I also have, I call it smaller price services, video intuitive readings, pendulum reading questions, healing sessions, psychic connections. I do that very well. Unlock your blocks. And out of those 5, if you're not certain of one of them, and they range from $59 to $67 for a good half hour of time. If you're new to me and you are not sure, you know, what does working with Monika look like? Well, I have an introductory special, same spot. It's number 6 on that list. And you can choose one of those 5 from above for $47 instead of the $59 to $67. And that way you can get a good idea. I'm also doing Harmonize release technique. It's a breathing technique, simple solution, fast and effective. And it is a scientific-based energy clearing modality that releases negative feelings and emotions trapped in you. Quickly frees your body and your mind of the negative grips and effects that you have, and wherever you've stored it, you start releasing them. It removes the mental and emotional blockages and helps you break repeating negative patterns and reprograms your subconscious mind so that you can create the life you want to live. So it's a very good program, normally for $197, because it takes me a good hour on that. I give a 70% discount on that for the next little while. And so it's $60, $59 for an hour of healing work, which really, you know, that's not bad in a world where most of my mentors charge anywhere between $300 and $500 for an hour of their time to do the healing modality that they do. You know, $60, no brainer, really. Then there's this other one that I have called Emotional Relief Beyond Belief. And it's a new modality. It was a download that I got in a meditation from Source. And I put people through various ways of healing, removing all sorts of energetic debris and toxic wastes and all sorts of things. I see the person going through this, but we've also invited in a soul family. Yeah, so that would include relatives, so your heritage, your lineage, and so on, plus your incarnations wherever you've gone. So if you haven't come through just the one bloodline, but you've popped around on Earth from various, I don't know, various time periods, and each time was just the parents that you chose were just the ones that you chose, and it's got nothing to do with your past lineages, then I invited those too, and everybody gets literally a thorough clearing. I kind of see it like them going through different car washes for one of them, one of the parts of the modalities that I help people go through. And it's a hoot. I find people are dancing through this car wash of energy, clearing and healing. And they go quickly from wounded to wonderful. What more do you want? I do also bookings of multiple sessions, for example. I will have 5 sessions for $500 instead of $9.97. My hourly rate is roughly $197, and so 5 sessions, 5 hours, and it's always more. It's never just the hour, unfortunately for me, but good for you. Good for you, because it means you're getting way more than your value, a money's worth. I also do a package of 14 energy clearings. And the reason is that 14 sessions, if you do one a week, it ends up being 3 months work. 1.5 months will get you to a week. And for 1 month period, it's 3 times a week. So that's available. I also do coaching. I am a certified life coach. I have 2 life coaching certificates, plus there's a third, which I completed most of it, and I don't think I asked for my diploma because it didn't really resonate with how it was teaching me. I don't know. So I just didn't claim that one. But it is a way that I connect with people. Being a former teacher helps me guide people along. And being a special needs teacher for most of my teaching career, and even as a teacher aide, I worked with hearing impaired kids in the junior high setting. Loved that job. Just loved that job. The junior high kids' energy, it's just a hoot. God, they're funny. So funny that age. And that meant that I was accustomed to finding what was right for them, the magic combination of programs and services and so on, so that they could find their eurekas, so that they can achieve their goals, both academically, but also socially. Often was one of their problems that I dealt with on a very regular basis. Self-esteem was another one. Very important to help kids, get that sense of self really anchored deeply within. And then I also have a bigger package of coaching sessions that I do. So, and there's others. There's still others that are in there. I'm not going to continue to talk about them. Other than this one called Pets, 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 where I do 45 minutes of healing energy work on what bothers your pets. The connection I have with the animal kingdom seems to be pretty good. And I have helped animals across the pond, in fact, with their behavior issues, energy issues, helping them before and after surgery, sending them energetic upliftment and so on, so that they bounce back with enthusiasm pretty quick. So that is something that I still love to do, is working with pets. And then I do this weird little thing called Emfs Clearing. You might have heard of electromagnetic frequencies. They're from all of your devices. We all have them. And I made it as a whole house package. And, it's our exposure to the electronics, and especially since, all of our electronics have harmful radiations that builds up in our body over time. We're surrounded by the Wi-Fi and the microwaves and the electronic gadgets of every kind. We're exposed to x-rays and CAT scans and body scans and airport scans and the like. It all takes a toll on our body, and the exposure builds up in our bodies and has a cumulative effect. And our bodies will even shut down when we have no idea why we're ill, because the doctors have no idea either, until it manifests into something that they can treat with medications. So for $37, I will go and take a look energetically at your house, looking at all the appliances, and clear them not only from your body, but also bring them down from the electronic devices themselves. Some of you might have heard of a chip you can implant into your cell phone, and that helps bring down those EMFs. Unfortunately, I haven't found any that I particularly cared for yet, but I know there are some out there that are very effective. So that's at least something you can do for yourself, for your cell phone, and protect yourself from the EMFs from that. But what about the Wi-Fi in your house? What about, you know, as you're walking through the mall? What about as you're driving and you're going from tower to tower to tower and getting those energies brought into your body? You need a way to release them so they don't build up. The toxins don't sit and end up doing irreparable damage sometimes to your being. So one friend I had, I was at his place this time, and as a thank you, he was helping me with, I don't know, it was taxes or something like this. And I knew he was an IT guy, but I didn't realize just how many gadgets he had. So we're in his command center there, and I offered him this service. He says, great, let's do that. And I go within and I map out the place in my head, and then I see, okay, so there's the fridge, there was the microwave, there was the stove, there were telephones, cell phones, there was the TV, VCR, I think it was even, what is the tapes now called? VHSs and so on. I think he still had one of those kicking around. Radios, and of course he had his electronic laptops and PCs. And so I'm going room to room to room to room in my mind, clear, 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 clear. And something says, I'm not finished yet. So I'm thinking, okay, so what else? I know his basement was unfinished, and I didn't think anything of it, but I kept getting this like poke, 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 poke. You're not done yet. You're not done yet. So in my mind's eye, I go and visit his basement, and it was like this whack of laptops were there. He had bought them from where he was working beforehand with the idea of using them with his own students when he went to teach. And I guess he had still, that they were on, they were clearing, they were doing something. I don't know what it was, but I felt the energy. And I asked him about it. You know, do you have like computers or some sort of energy devices in your basement? Yeah, I have all these laptops and so on. He shares. Cleared all of those too. He really got his money's worth. And I think there were like, I don't know, 20, 25 of them downstairs. It was amazing. But it was important that he get this house cleared and cleaned of the EMFs that were in his home and also residing in his body. So every once in a while, I still do a clearing for him so that I keep him healthy and alive, for goodness sakes, with all that electronic devices around him. Anyways, well, you do that for friends, right? That's what you do. So that gives you an idea of what I'm up to and where things have been going. And I just wanted to share that with you. I don't seem to have, oh, Cricket says hello. I wonder how long ago, 3 minutes ago. Hi, Cricket. Do you have a quick question? Because if you don't, I'm going to log off. I was just sharing today about the products and services that I have for sale on my website, which is www.wholeheart8.com. I got whole 8. I can't see with my thingy there. Wholeheart8.com. There we go. I think that does it. So check it out there and see if there's a service that's right for you. And I'll just see if Cricket still has a question or not. And if she does, great, it'll come through. There is a delay between speaking and then for it to get onto Facebook. There's, I don't know, 20-second delay or something like. It's quite a bit, I thought. Maybe it's 15 seconds. It just feels like forever. So that's what takes place in between the Facebook Lives and the Zoom picture that I have going on, and then I look at the screen on Facebook and I see, well, I haven't said that yet, so very interesting. But I would say no, she's just being quiet. Oh no, there we go. No questions. Just hadn't seen you in a while. Yeah, it has been a while, hasn't it? We should chat. It would be lovely to chat again. So you can drop me a line if you'd like on Messenger. It'd be nice to catch up, and maybe we can do a session for each other. We'll do it that way. That would be lovely. Only if you're interested. If I know you're very busy with your work and so on, so only if you're interested. Well, folks, that's all that I have to share today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for having a listen. I am here every Tuesday, 7 o'clock Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Is that what it's called? Eastern? Yeah. And that's where I am. Would be wonderful to be of service to you online. And if not, then perhaps through my website, I'll see you ordering something off of there, and that'd be wonderful, absolutely wonderful to share some wisdom, do some healing, and see your life improve, and mine too. When I help, I get helped as well. It's a win-win situation for sure. All right, everybody, take care. God bless, and may your dreams come true. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.